Alex Carter sat by his small window, looking out at the stars. The world of Lysara was bright and beautiful, full of colors he never saw on Earth. But tonight, everything felt gray and cold. He pressed his forehead against the glass and watched the twin moons rise. Somewhere in the shining city, Princess Seraphine was probably looking up at those same moons. He missed her. He missed the laughter they shared in the palace gardens, the way she would ask endless questions about Earth, and the way her eyes glowed when she talked about her hopes for her people. But now, Seraphine was far away in the royal palace, surrounded by guards and advisors. He had not spoken to her for days. Alex came to Lysara by accident, a simple human engineer, mistaken for someone important and swept into a world far beyond his understanding. At first, he felt awkward and out of place. The Lysarans were tall and graceful, with shimmering skin and a way of moving that made him feel clumsy. But Seraphine never treated him like an outsider. She listened to his stories and showed him the wonders of her world. Yet, ever since the attack at the celebration, the night he saved her life, everything changed. The palace grew tense. Seraphine became busy, always in meetings, always surrounded by people who looked at Alex with suspicion. He felt like a shadow, invisible and unwanted. He missed the days when Seraphine would sneak out to the palace gardens just to talk to him. He missed their long walks, their shared meals, and the jokes that made her laugh so hard she forgot to be royal. Now, he spent most of his time alone, wandering the halls and remembering the friend he felt slipping away. One day, Alex found himself sitting on a bench in the palace gardens. The flowers glowed softly in the evening light. He thought about Earth, about his old friends and family. He wondered if they missed him too, but the feeling in his chest was different. It was not just homesickness. It was the pain of losing someone close, a friend who understood him, even on a world so far from home. He wanted to talk to Seraphine. He wanted to tell her how much her friendship meant to him, how much he missed her. But every time he tried, something stopped him. What if she was too busy? What if she did not care anymore? What if he was just a small part of her big, important life? That night, Alex could not sleep. He walked through the empty halls and found himself in front of the grand doors to the throne room. He knew Seraphine would not be there. She was probably in her private chambers, surrounded by guards. Still, he sat down outside the doors and closed his eyes. He remembered the first words Seraphine ever said to him. She had found him lost in the palace, looking for the kitchen. With a smile, she offered to show him the way. That simple kindness had made all the difference. Maybe he could do the same now, reach out, even if it felt hard. He took a deep breath and stood up. He would try to talk to her tomorrow. He would try to find the words. Maybe he would not say everything perfectly. Maybe he would make mistakes. But he would try, because he believed in the strength of their friendship. He believed that even in a world of aliens and danger, a simple human could make a difference. The next morning, Alex walked to the palace gates, hoping to catch a glimpse of Seraphine. The city was waking up, and the air buzzed with news of unrest and rumors of war. He saw Seraphine on a balcony, her face serious and tired. She looked down and saw him. For a moment, their eyes met. Alex raised his hand in a small wave. To his surprise, Seraphine smiled, a tired, grateful smile. She excused herself from her advisors and hurried down the steps to meet him. "Alex," she said, her voice soft. "I'm sorry I've been so distant. There's so much happening, and I feel alone, even with all these people around me." Alex nodded. "I understand. I feel the same way sometimes." Seraphine reached out and took his hand. "You saved my life, Alex. You gave me hope when I almost lost it. I don't want us to become strangers. Please, stay with me. I need my friend." Alex felt something warm spread through his chest. For the first time in days, he felt truly seen. He squeezed her hand and smiled. "I'll stay," he promised. "No matter what happens, I'll be here for you." And in that moment, under the rising suns of Lysara, Alex knew that hope was not just for princesses or heroes. It was for anyone willing to reach out, to believe in a friendship that could cross worlds. After their talk in the palace gardens, Alex felt a little lighter. Princess Seraphine's words gave him hope, and for a while, he thought things would go back to how they were. But the next day, Seraphine was called away to another part of the city. There was trouble in the north, and her advisors insisted she visit to calm the people. Alex watched her ship leave from the palace balcony. He waved, even though he was not sure she could see him. The palace felt even more empty without her. He tried to keep busy, helping the palace staff fix broken machines, but nothing filled the space Seraphine left behind. Days passed slowly. Alex walked through the halls, remembering all the times he and Seraphine would sneak away to talk. He wondered if she missed him, or if she was too busy with her royal duties. Sometimes he wanted to send her a message, but he wasn't sure what to say. Would she even have time to read it? Was it right to bother her while she was solving such big problems? One evening, Alex sat in the garden alone. The flowers were bright, but he felt gray inside. He picked up a small glowing flower and turned it in his hands, thinking about Earth. He remembered when his best friend moved away years ago, and how he never found the courage to write. That friendship faded until it was only a memory. He didn't want that to happen with Seraphine. Suddenly, Alex heard a soft voice behind him. It was Lady Morel, one of Seraphine's oldest advisors. She sat beside him on the bench. "You miss her, don't you?" she asked kindly. Alex nodded. "I do. She's my friend, but now she's so far away. I want to talk to her, but I don't know how." Lady Morel sighed. "Sometimes the people we care about must walk their own path, but that does not mean we are not needed. Seraphine thinks of you often, I am sure. It is hard to be a friend to a princess, but you are strong. Alex, humans have great hearts." Alex smiled a little. He had heard Lysarans say that before, how humans were brave and hopeful. He wanted to believe it was true. That night, Alex decided he would not give up. He began to write a message to Seraphine. He wrote about the garden, about the machines he fixed, and about how he missed their talks. He wrote that he hoped she was safe, and that he was always here if she needed a friend. He felt silly sending it. The message seemed small compared to the problems Seraphine faced, but he sent it anyway, hoping it might reach her. The next day, Alex checked his communicator again and again, but there was no answer. He started to wonder if he had made a mistake. Maybe Seraphine was too busy, or maybe she didn't want to talk to him anymore. The thought made him feel even more alone. But then, 3 days later, his communicator blinked with a message. Alex's heart raced as he opened it. It was from Seraphine. She wrote that she missed the palace gardens, missed his stories, and missed her friend. She said she was tired and scared, but knowing Alex was thinking of her made her feel less alone. She ended her message with words that made his heart soar. "Please stay with me, human. Even if we are far apart, your friendship gives me strength." Alex felt hope return. He realized that distance did not have to end their friendship. He could still be there for Seraphine, even if they could not talk every day or see each other face to face. He wrote back, telling her about the staff and the small things he did to help the palace feel less empty. He made her laugh with stories about fixing the kitchen's food machine, which exploded and covered him in purple syrup. He promised to keep the gardens beautiful for her return. As days passed, Alex and Seraphine wrote to each other often. Sometimes their messages were long, sometimes just a few words. They talked about their hopes for Lysara and their dreams for the future. When Seraphine felt afraid, Alex reminded her of her courage. When Alex felt lonely, Seraphine reminded him of his importance. Alex still missed her, but he no longer felt helpless. He knew he could make a difference, even from far away. He helped the palace workers care for the people in Seraphine's absence, fixing machines and comforting those who were afraid. People began to look to him for help. Even the Lysarans who once doubted humans started to trust him. One afternoon, while Alex was helping in the city, a group of Lysaran children came running to him. They asked him to tell a story about Earth, about the blue oceans and green forests. He knelt down and told them about his home, about the kindness of people, and about hope. He realized that even though he was far from Earth and Seraphine, he could still be the friend she needed, and the friend Lysara needed too. And every night, as he sat in the garden, Alex looked up at the stars. He remembered Seraphine's message, and he whispered it to the night sky, full of hope, and the days on Lysara grew longer and busier. The city buzzed with news, some hopeful, some frightening. Yet for Alex, every day still felt a little empty without Seraphine nearby. He missed her bright laugh and the quiet talks they used to share in the palace gardens. Even though they messaged each other now and then, it was not the same. Sometimes Alex stood at the edge of the gardens, looking up at the sky and thinking about how far away Seraphine was. He knew she was working hard to help her people, but he still felt a quiet sadness deep inside. He wanted to do more for her, to be the friend she needed, but he didn't know how. Every message he sent felt small compared to the problems she faced. One evening, after a long day of fixing broken machines and listening to worried Lysaran workers, Alex wandered into the city. He walked through the glowing streets, hoping their busy lights and voices would make him feel less alone. But the crowds only reminded him how different he was. As he sat on a bench in the city square, Alex noticed a group of Lysaran children playing nearby. They were building a small tower out of shining stones. Suddenly, the tower collapsed, and the youngest child began to cry. Without thinking, Alex knelt beside them. "It's okay," he said gently. "Let's try again. We can build it even taller this time." The children looked at him with wide eyes but nodded. Alex showed them how to fit the stones together, using simple tricks he remembered from building blocks on Earth. The children giggled and cheered as the tower grew taller than before. Their laughter warmed Alex's heart. For a little while, he forgot about his own worries. He realized that even small acts of kindness could make a difference. Maybe he could not always be with Seraphine, but he could bring hope to the people around him. That night, Alex wrote to Seraphine about the children and their tower of stones. He told her about their joy and how it reminded him of their talks in the gardens. He ended the message by saying, "No matter how far apart we are, your hope gives me strength. I hope I can give some of it back to you." A few days later, Seraphine replied. Her words were tired, but full of gratitude. She wrote, "Your stories remind me that there is light, even when things are hard. I miss you, Alex. Please keep writing to me." Alex smiled when he read her message. Even though they were far apart, their friendship was still strong. He realized that sometimes connections grow even deeper when tested by distance. As weeks passed, Alex became busier in the palace. Lady Morel and the other advisors began to trust him more. They asked for his help with important repairs, and sometimes even with decisions about helping the people. Alex felt proud, but he still missed Seraphine. One morning, a messenger arrived at the palace with urgent news. The city where Seraphine was staying was under threat from rebel forces. The roads were blocked, and it was too dangerous for her to return home. Worry filled the palace, and Alex's heart pounded with fear. He wanted to rush to her side, but the advisors said it was too risky. He felt helpless again, trapped behind palace walls. He tried sending messages to Seraphine, but days passed, with no answer. He wondered if she was safe, or if she even knew he was thinking of her. Alex found it hard to sleep. He walked the quiet halls at night, replaying every memory he had of Seraphine. He remembered her laughter, her courage, her kindness. He remembered the promise he made to stay with her, no matter what happened. One night, as he sat alone in the gardens, Lady Morel found him again. She saw the worry in his eyes. "You care for her deeply," she said. Alex nodded. "I do. I want to help her, but I don't know how. I'm just one person in this big world." Lady Morel smiled softly. "Sometimes one person is enough. You have already given hope to Seraphine, and to us. Do not forget what makes you human, your heart, your hope. That is why she needs you." Her words gave Alex courage. He decided to do whatever he could, no matter how small. He helped the palace staff prepare supplies for Seraphine's city. He fixed broken transporters and made sure the gardens were full of flowers, so Seraphine would see beauty when she returned. Every day, he checked his communicator, wishing for a sign from Seraphine. Finally, after many days, a message arrived. It was short, but filled with relief. "Alex, I am safe. Your messages reached me. They gave me hope. Please stay with me, human. Even from far away, you make me strong." Alex felt tears come to his eyes, not of sadness, but of hope. He realized that even though he could not always be with Seraphine, his friendship still mattered. His hope still mattered. He wrote back, "I will always stay with you, Seraphine. I believe in you." As Alex looked up at the stars, he knew that sometimes the greatest strength comes from not giving up even when you feel far away. He promised himself he would always be the friend Seraphine needed, no matter the distance. Alex woke up early, each morning, hoping for a message from Seraphine. Sometimes her words came in the middle of the night, sometimes not at all for days. He tried not to worry, but her silence felt heavy. He missed her more with each sunrise. In the palace, people always seemed busy, and even though Alex helped everyone he could, he still felt alone. He often wandered through the empty gardens, remembering the times he and Seraphine would laugh and share stories. The flowers seemed less bright now. The wind felt colder. Alex wished he could hear her voice again, not just see her words on a screen. He wanted to believe their friendship was strong enough to survive anything, but sometimes he wondered if he was fading from her thoughts. One afternoon, as he repaired a broken water fountain, Alex heard soft footsteps behind him. It was Lady Morel. She watched him work for a while before speaking. "You look troubled, Alex," she said gently. Alex nodded and wiped his hands. "I try to help here, but I still feel so far from Seraphine. I want to do more. I want her to know I care, but I don't know how." Lady Morel smiled. "Sometimes the best way to show you care is to keep doing good, even when it's hard. Seraphine trusts you. She believes in you, as do we." Alex listened, taking her words to heart. He decided to focus on making the palace a better place. He fixed the broken lights in the hallways, repaired the kitchen machines, and even taught the younger staff how to use simple human tools. Each small act helped him feel closer to Seraphine, as if he was preparing for her return. At night, Alex wrote messages to Seraphine, telling her about his day and the things he fixed. He described the gardens and the people who missed her. Sometimes he sent her pictures of the flowers beginning to bloom again. He didn't know if she would see them right away, but he hoped they would make her smile when she did. One evening, Alex received a message back. Seraphine wrote, "Thank you for your words and your hope, Alex. It is hard here, but I find comfort in your letters. I miss home. I miss you too. Alex felt warmth in his heart. Even though they were far apart, his small messages meant something. He realized that hope did not have to be loud. Sometimes, hope was quiet, a soft message, a remembered story. A garden waiting to bloom. But not everything was peaceful. News from Seraphine's city was worrying. There were protests and angry crowds. Seraphine had to make difficult decisions, and she wrote of feeling alone and scared. Alex wanted to help her, but he did not know how. He worried his words were not enough. One night, he sat in the garden, looking up at the stars. He remembered something Seraphine once said, that humans had a special gift for hope, even when things looked dark. Alex closed his eyes and thought about what he could do. Maybe he could not travel to her city, but he could remind her of what made her strong. He wrote a long letter, sharing a story from Earth about a little boy who planted a seed in rocky ground. The boy cared for the seed every day, even when it did not grow. People laughed at him, but he did not give up. After many weeks, a small green sprout appeared, and soon the rocky field was full of flowers. Alex ended the story by telling Seraphine, no matter how hard things get, hope will grow if we care for it. I believe in you, just as you believe in me. He pressed send and hoped his words would help her through the hard days. The next morning, Alex woke to a new message. Seraphine wrote, "Your story made me smile. I read it to my advisors, and it gave them hope, too. Thank you for believing in me, Alex. Please stay with me, even from far away." Alex felt tears in his eyes. He understood now that even small acts of kindness and hope could reach across any distance. He realized that being human was not just about fixing machines or sending messages. It was about believing in friends, even when they were far apart. In the days that followed, Alex gave more of himself to the palace and its people. He listened to their worries, shared stories of Earth, and worked hard to make everyone feel less alone. People began to call him the human with the hopeful heart. One evening, as Alex watched the sunset from the highest tower, he saw a bright star appear in the sky. He thought of Seraphine, somewhere out there under the same stars. He whispered into the night, "I'm still here. I'll always be here for you." That night, he received a message from Seraphine. "I saw the same star tonight, Alex. I remembered your story and felt less alone. Please stay with me, human. Your hope gives me strength." Alex smiled as he read her words. He understood now that even when friends are far apart, hope and friendship can keep them close. He promised himself that he would keep believing, keep hoping, and keep reaching out, no matter the distance. As the days turned into weeks, Alex felt a change in the air around the palace. The tension in the city was still there, but there was also a sense of hope beginning to grow. More people were coming to him for help, and he found joy in sharing stories about Earth. Each tale he told seemed to brighten someone's day, and every smile he received in return filled his heart with warmth. But even with all the activity in the palace, Alex still felt a deep longing for Seraphine. Their messages kept him connected, but he missed her presence, the sound of her laughter, the light in her eyes. The distance sometimes made him feel like he was losing a part of himself. One afternoon, while tending to the garden, Alex noticed a group of children playing nearby. They were pretending to be heroes, fighting imaginary monsters. Their laughter echoed through the air, and for a moment, Alex felt a pang of nostalgia. He remembered when he and Seraphine would play games in the gardens, pretending they were explorers in a new world. Inspired, Alex decided to create a special event in the palace, a day of games and fun to lift everyone's spirits. He wanted to honor Seraphine and remind the people of Lysara what it felt like to be joyful, even during tough times. He quickly gathered a team of palace staff and shared his idea. Let's have a festival. We can have games, stories, and food. It will be a day to celebrate hope and friendship. The staff loved the idea, and soon everyone was busy preparing. They made colorful banners, set up game stations, and baked delicious treats. Alex felt excited as he watched everything come together. He could almost hear Seraphine's laughter in the breeze, encouraging him to keep going. As the festival day approached, Alex sent a message to Seraphine, letting her know about the event. "We are having a festival in your honor," he wrote. "It's a celebration of hope, and I wish you could be here with us. I will tell stories of you, and we will keep your spirit alive." The day of the festival arrived, and the palace was filled with joy. Laughter echoed through the halls as children ran from game to game, their faces painted with bright colors. People shared stories, and the smell of delicious food filled the air. Alex felt proud of what they had created. When it was time for the storytelling session, Alex stood in front of a crowd of eager faces. He felt a little nervous, but he remembered Seraphine's words. He took a deep breath and began to share tales of their adventures together. "Once I met a brave princess who cared for her people deeply," he started. "She taught me that hope is like a flower. Even in the darkest times, it can still bloom if we nurture it." As he spoke, the crowd listened intently. Alex felt Seraphine's spirit with him, guiding him. He told them about their friendship, their dreams, and how they supported each other through tough moments. The audience laughed, gasped, and even wiped away tears. After the storytelling, Alex encouraged everyone to join in games. They played races, threw colorful balls, and even recreated some of the silly games he and Seraphine used to play. As the sun set, painting the sky with oranges and purples, Alex felt a sense of happiness he hadn't felt in a long time. That evening, as people sat around sharing their favorite parts of the festival, Alex noticed a small boy looking sad in the corner. He walked over and asked, "What's wrong?" "I wanted to play in the races, but I'm not very fast," the boy said, his eyes downcast. Alex knelt beside him. "You know, winning isn't everything. What matters is that you try and have fun. Would you like to race with me? We can be a team." The boy's face brightened. "Really? Yes." They joined the other children, and together they ran, laughing and cheering each other on. In that moment, Alex realized that the joy of the festival was not just about the games. It was the connection, the laughter, and the encouragement they shared. He felt proud to be part of it. As the night came to an end, Alex stood on the steps of the palace, looking out at the stars. He felt a mix of emotions: happiness for the day and sadness for Seraphine's absence. But then he remembered her words. "Please stay with me, human," he whispered to the stars. "I'm here, Seraphine. I will always be here for you." That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the festival and how it brought everyone together. He had created something beautiful in Seraphine's honor, and he wanted to share it with her. As he lay in bed, he decided to send her a message about the festival, including all the joy and laughter that filled the palace. The next morning, Alex awoke to the sound of his communicator chiming. He jumped out of bed, his heart racing. He opened the message, and there it was, a reply from Seraphine. "Alex, your festival sounds incredible. I wish I could have been there. Your words always bring me comfort. Thank you for keeping hope alive. You are my light in this dark time." Tears filled Alex's eyes as he read her message. He felt a surge of joy and purpose. He realized that, even though they were miles apart, their friendship was a bridge connecting their hearts. In the following days, Alex continued to organize small gatherings in the palace. Each event was a way to bring people together, to celebrate life, and to remind them of hope. He shared stories of Seraphine, and each time he did, he felt her spirit guiding him. One evening, As Alex was preparing for another gathering, he received a surprise. A messenger from Seraphine arrived at the palace with a special gift, a small flower from her city. It was a vibrant blue, unlike any flower he had ever seen. "This is a symbol of our friendship," the messenger said. "Seraphine sends her love and hopes to be with you soon." Holding the flower, Alex felt a rush of hope. He placed it in the garden, right in front of the spot where he often sat and thought of Seraphine. He whispered to the night sky, "Please, stay with me, human." The alien princess pleaded, and he promised to always hold on to hope, no matter how far apart they were. The days turned into weeks, and Alex felt a new energy in the palace. After the festival, everyone seemed more hopeful. They shared stories, laughed together, and worked hard to help one another. But even with all the joy, Alex still felt a longing for Seraphine. He missed her more than ever. One evening, as he sat in the garden looking at the blue flower she had sent, Alex thought about how far they had come. Their friendship had grown stronger, even across the distance. He remembered her words, "Please, stay with me, human." He knew he wanted to do everything he could to support her. While he was lost in thought, Lady Morel approached him. "You seem deep in thought, Alex. What troubles you?" "I just wish I could do more for Seraphine," he replied. "She's facing so many challenges, and I feel helpless." Lady Morel smiled gently. "You have already done so much. Your kindness and hope have inspired everyone here, including Seraphine. Sometimes being there for someone means believing in them, even from afar." Alex nodded, feeling a little better. "But I want to take action. I want to help her in a way that matters." "Then let's organize something special," Lady Morel suggested. "Perhaps a way to show our support for her city. We can gather supplies and send them to her. It could be a sign that we stand with her." That idea lit a spark inside Alex. "Yes, we can send food, blankets, and anything else the people might need. It will show Seraphine that her friends care about her and her city." They quickly gathered a team to start planning the donation drive. Alex felt excitement build within him as they formulated their ideas. They worked together to gather food and supplies, and soon the palace was filled with activity. The staff and citizens of Lysara joined in, eager to help. As the days passed, the donation drive grew larger. People brought in all kinds of things canned: food, warm blankets, and toys for the children in Seraphine's city. Each item was a message of hope and friendship. Alex found himself smiling more often as he watched everyone come together. On the day of the drive, the palace courtyard was bustling with energy. Alex stood in front of a table decorated with flowers and banners that read, "Together for Hope." He spoke to the crowd, feeling the warmth of their support. "Today, we are not just sending supplies. We are sending our love and strength to Seraphine and her people," he said. "Let them know they are not alone. Let them know that we believe in them." The crowd cheered, and Alex felt a rush of pride. He knew that this event would mean a lot to Seraphine. It was a way to remind her that no matter how far apart they were, her friends were always with her in spirit. As they packed the supplies into transporters, a small girl approached Alex, holding a colorful drawing. "This is for the princess," she said shyly. I drew her a picture of the palace and the garden. Alex knelt down, touched by her thoughtfulness. "It's beautiful. Seraphine will love it. Would you like to add it to the supplies?" The girl nodded eagerly, and Alex carefully placed the drawing in a special spot. He smiled at her, feeling a warmth in his heart. It was these small acts of kindness that made a big difference. After hours of hard work, they finally finished packing everything. The transporters were loaded and ready to go. Alex took a moment to look at the supplies and the smiling faces around him. This was more than just a donation. It was a powerful message of hope and friendship dot as they sent the transporters on their way. Alex felt a sense of fulfillment. He knew Seraphine would receive the supplies soon, and he hoped it would lift her spirits. He couldn't wait to hear how she felt about it. That night, Alex sat in the garden again, looking up at the stars. He thought about how far they had come, and how much he